So I'm really excited to be joined here today by Steve Hersee, who is a star on a TV show that I'm a big fan of and my family is a big fan of, called Hunted and Celebrity Hunted. Steve, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a bit about the show and how you got involved?
Yeah, thank you very much. So it's been going on for about 10 years now, Hunted and Celebrity Hunted. It's a show on Channel 4 where members of the public, or now celebrities, go on the run, and then we, the hunters, have to act as we have powers of the state, and we have to track them down over a series of weeks. So I got involved in it randomly, really, at the beginning. So I was doing a mid-career PhD at Royal Holloway, University of London, and the producers were scoping out the concept of the show. They came to my university looking for cyber expertise. I'd got a bit of background in military intelligence and policing before, so I started to speak to them. I got involved in the concept for the show. Suddenly it got piloted, the pilot got accepted, and then they invited me onto the main show, and I've been doing it for 10 years now.
Oh wow, that's great. And it's a great show. It's in aid of Stand Up to Cancer, or something, the celebrity one.
Yeah, the celebrity version raises money for Stand Up to Cancer, so all the celebrities, for example, donate all their fees to that charity, and it raises quite a lot of money, so it's a really good thing to be involved in.
I've got to say, we really enjoy it, so really pleased to have you here. And what role does cyber play in the show?
So cyber plays a massive role. So I'm in Hunted HQ. We have the hunters in Hunted HQ, and we have some ground hunters who go about on the ground trying to actually find the fugitives. So it's all about data. It's all driven by data. So we want to find out what the fugitives are like, what their hobbies are, what their tactics might be, their personalities. We want to know who their associates are, who they might use, where they've got properties, where they've been before. And all that information is carried around with them on their mobile devices. So if we can get into those devices, get into those computers, we can find a huge trove of information that's really useful to us. So that's our first aim as hunters, do some open source research and then get into their devices.
So how do you get access to those devices?
Yeah, so we've got a cyber team that works with us closely, and it's a combination of different things. So sometimes we can literally get hold of devices that have been left in houses. Sometimes it's associate devices. Sometimes we have to get into their accounts. And the cyber team are professionals who use a whole range of techniques to do that. All the types of things we've been talking about today in terms of protecting your devices come into play. And we see some really good behaviours from members of the public on the run, using multi-factor authentication, using strong passwords, sometimes 3 random words, following the NCSC advice, and sometimes we find some really bad behaviours. So if we get into their mobile phone, for example, we might find a password list in a notes file saved on their device. In fact, we regularly find that. So there's a big mixture of behaviours, but I think people have actually got better over the years, and they're making our job a lot harder.
You have their permission, presumably, to do this for the sake of the show.
Yeah, so I can't go into it too much, but there is a whole team of lawyers that work behind the scenes on the show, and anyone who's signed up to participate, so that's a fugitive on the run or someone who's helping them, signs various disclosures allowing us access, allowing us to bug their houses, track their cars, hack into their devices and things like that. So everything we do is legal, it's really strongly controlled, but we actually have to do it. We have to go out there, we have to get the information. And that makes it really challenging for us.
From being on the attacker side, what have you learned?
Yeah, we've learned a lot about human behaviours and how people protect their devices and how they think they're securing themselves when they're not. So often, for example, if we get into a phone, we'll forensically analyse that phone. The first thing we go to straight away is on the forensic software is the deleted items. If we get into their Facebook account, we look at their recently deleted friends. They're probably the ones they're going to use on the run. We'll look at their recently deleted files. That will probably be their plan for going on the run. And we'll look at their recently deleted Google search history or Google location history, and that will show us what they've been looking for, what they've been searching for. And the human behaviour is understanding that those things, we might discover them, so they think let's delete them, but not thinking that by deleting them, they're actually putting a great big target on that information, saying this is the key stuff that the fugitives are going to use while they're on the run.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. So from everything you've seen, what advice would you give to people who want to improve their cybersecurity?
So I think the big things follow the core good cyber hygiene practices. So using multi-factor authentication is really good. That really makes it difficult for us. You can get around it through things like social engineering, but it's a really good first step. Using strong passwords on your accounts, particularly on email accounts. So we, for example, the first thing we try and get into is email accounts, because if we could get into that, most other accounts are reset. You try and reset a password, it goes into the email account. So if we can get into the email, we're pretty much, that tells us, that gives us all the details of what other accounts they've got, and we can reset their accounts into email. So I'd say if you do one thing, protect your email account with a really strong password. Make sure that password's not been on any breach sites as well. There's lots of tools to do that, and change it if you think it has been.
Yeah, and even better, use passkeys.
And use passkeys. That's going to be everything we're doing today makes it much more difficult to us, including passkeys.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Steve. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thanks.